Hey everyone, welcome to Running Retro. So today we're going to be making a sink stripper for stripping sink out of a line and outputting it as basic C-Sync. So we start with an LM1881M chip. And I ended up getting this from DigiKey as well as a little mini board. And all you're looking for is an 8-pin board that you can solder to that has through holes that are associated with each pin. We'll start by just soldering the chip down. This is underneath my microscope camera, so these things are pretty tiny. They're smaller than the whole circuit is actually smaller than a dime, and it will fit into some pretty tight spaces. I do have a solder beak to hold that chip down. So there you go. You can see sort of the size of it as seen by how much, what size my fingers are. And that's a little eyedropper, so just as a comparison for, or a reference point for the size. Get these last legs. And once you get one side done, it gets pretty hot on the other side, so the heat transfers pretty well, and the other side takes a lot less time. I've got a little bit too much solder on the tip there. Let's clean that off a little bit, and then take off some of that excess solder. I don't really want any excess solder on there. They're tiny enough as they are. Now that we've got that done, we are putting in a 0.1 microfarad capacitor, a ceramic here, in pin 2. Whichever through hole is associated with pin 2, that's where you're going to be putting this. Getting this to actually tie in to go in square is a little bit interesting and a little bit rough, but you definitely can. And this is your composite video input, so that's what this is for. This is for you bringing in composite video. Just touch this sucker up a little bit right here. The reason it's taking me a second to do this is because I'm trying to film it, and so the capacitor wants to go all over the place. And I'm trying to make sure that I actually have it lined up so that it's just a straight line out of the capacitor and that you can solder into. Next, we will be putting a 470 ohm quarter watt resistor in pin 1. And what that's for is it's the C-Sync output, but putting that on there gives you your 75 ohm output for many different consoles. And I just do it as a matter of course because it doesn't hurt. It does hurt to have it. It does hurt to have it in any other way. So potentially not having it is bad. Having it doesn't do any damage. So I just put it in. We are now soldering a 680K resistor to pin 4 and pin 6 along with the ground wire. So pin 4 is your ground. I'll get the other side of it here real fast. There we go. I always think it's cool to watch the flux on this magnification spread out. Now we are putting our 5-volt input onto pin 8. This being just a little wire, it's very difficult to keep this steady. And now on that 680K resistor, we are going to be soldering another 0.1 microfarad capacitor. You want to solder it to the resistor only, not to the pads if you can. This resistor had a little bit of paint overflow and would not solder particularly well to the resistor itself. So as you'll see here, what I ended up doing was soldering it to the through hole, and then to the other side of the resistor going to ground, but actually to the resistor, not to the through hole. I'm just tinning that resistor so that I can attach the wire to it for the C-Sync output, and I use yellow for the sync. I use red for voltage and black for ground, and that's it. So thank you all for joining. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you like this and want to see more of it, please let us know. If there's something you'd like to see us specifically do, then please let us know that. We will be doing an RGB mod for a Famicom and an Atari 2600 sometime here in the near future, but we are always looking for other projects to do. So let us know down in the comments below, and please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. And if you want, check us out on Twitter, come join our Discord, check out our website, and we'll just continue to do this stuff for as long as we can. Thanks for joining, guys.